Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of our journey through Morocco. Today I will talk to you about an interesting project that we really care about. Since we arrived here, we've seen a lot of people on the road, kids on the street. We never knew how really was the best way to help them. And plus, following the big earthquake that took place here in September, since the first day we arrived, we've been looking for ways to maybe help those people that don't have a house anymore. Their villages were completely destroyed, and finally we're happy to get involved, get our hands on.
Yeah. So
how are we doing that?
Well, luckily we have a friend who was traveling here in September when the earthquake happened. Jeremy and Nina, they're a couple that were here with their van with some community projects and climbing projects, and they have gone back to Europe, but they still are continuing their foundation and their project, and they're collecting clothes still that are donated and sent over here to Marrakesh. So
we're helping them, let's say, or using their support to actually carry out these activities. So we are now going to buy a lot of food, as much as we can fit in our van. We were told the basic needs were flour, oil, sugar, and a bit of tea. And then we will drive to Marrakesh here, where they have a storage room and where they keep all the clothes, the warm clothes they have gathered in the last months. We'll try to take you with us on this journey, film whatever we're allowed to film, whatever they're comfortable with. So let's go.
Let's go. Oil, biscuits, sugar. How's traffic driving in Marrakesh so far?
So walk in the park.
Walk in the park for
the Milan guy. Yeah. I grew up in Milan, so Marrakesh is a joke for me.
Oh, come on, don't say that too soon. It's only the beginning.
It's still pretty crazy, but I think
You're doing well.
200 meters, just there, probably where the
pile of rocks are.
Yeah.
We arrived at the warehouse where 200 kilograms of donated clothes were being stored, and loaded the bags onto the van.
Moroccan style load distribution.
Stop us.
I think if my driving teacher from Switzerland, Marcus, which I say hi to, if he sees how we're fixing the load and the weight distribution on the Vorder- and Hinterachse, I think he would not be happy.
Happy.
Allora, siamo arrivati a Marrakesh, nel parcheggio. Abbiamo parcheggiato qua, 10 euro la notte, non molto picturesque, not very picturesque, but it will be fine for the night. The van is there, got all our clothes on the roof, and yeah, we're gonna walk into the Medina tonight, spend the evening there, and then sleep here, and then tomorrow we go towards Wassentout. We bought 3 kilos of mandarins, also to leave a bit in the mountains, the villages we will visit. And Joy is on the phone with Jeremy to get the last information about which are the best towns to visit, if there are some more remote ones that need more help. And we're on our way, getting into the mountains, and we're looking forward, excited, a bit nervous, but excited to meet these people and hopefully be able to help them and contribute to making their day a bit better. Joy is checking the content of these bags. We already checked a few just to make sure we distribute them in the right way for the different villages. We have some nice jackets from the French ski school. Okay, allora, we already got, they found us before we found them. Abdullah from Wasentut. We were just sorting out the clothes, as I was saying, getting a small snack for lunch. They came to visit us and say, hey, come see us in Wasentut, you can sleep there. So we have to go to another village first. So we'll have a small snack, bread, cheese, tomato, and we get going.
We had been recommended to first head up to a very remote village where aid and help were particularly hard to get to. We didn't have a name for a contact person here, just a pin on a map where the village was located. The narrow road led us deeper into the mountains until we spotted the little blue and white tents in the distance. It appeared there were actually two villages living here, one in the valley and the other up on the hill. Since the earthquake, they had set up their tents closer together on the road. Upon arrival, we asked for the head of the village. Communication was difficult since they only spoke Berber, but we told them our story, that we were friends of Kevin who had helped them last year, and that we had some clothes and food for them. Shortly afterwards, an older man, Ali, arrived from the village above, claiming that the items were for his village, not the others. It wasn't a very nice situation and it was difficult. We just wanted to help and we were there to share what we had. Fortunately, with time the situation calmed down. They showed us around their tents, the temporary school and mosque, and we shared several rounds of tea and a tagine. We divided the food and clothes between the two villages, said goodbye, and headed back down towards Wasentut. A little nervous after this first experience, we arrived in Wasentut. Many of the houses that lined the road here had been turned into rubble and ruins by the earthquake. We were warmly greeted by Abdullah, who had found us earlier that morning in the valley. He, along with Lassen and a young boy called Zakaria, took us for a walk along the river. Abdullah showed us a big project he was working on to divert some of the water so that it could be used by the village.
Allora, here they are trying to build a channel for the water to stay higher.
The men climbed up higher to a huge waterfall with a deep pool that had been carved out by the water. Once back down in the village, Abdullah showed us his house that had been damaged by the earthquake. He relived the moment when the earthquake had struck, as he, his wife and child were sleeping.
Madame.
Et madame bien, oui.
Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Et moi, qu'est-ce que c'est? Et c'est ça, c'est bon.
Ici, beaucoup de personnes mortes. C'est bon ici.
After speaking to Abdullah Bata, we understood that many people in the village and surrounding area had died in the earthquake, including his young child.
Oui, seulement voir, seulement voir.
Since the house was too dangerous to live in, Abdullah and his wife had set up the home in tents.
C'est ici la cuisine? Je peux entrer?
Entrez. Entrez. Non. Et moi, et toi, et madame, mon frère.
Okay, shukran.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous.
Merci, et toi.
So where do we start from?
Where do we start? It's 9 p.m.
It's the first break we've had.
Just to describe a bit where we're parked up right now, we're on the edge of a village, and majority of the buildings behind us have been destroyed, and most people are living down closer to the river in tents. There's a building, kind of like container buildings that have been brought in that are the school, and there's a building that survived that's the hospital. It's a small building, but it's a local hospital for 17 villages around here.
I think the muezzin is a kid.
The mosque?
Yeah.
It's a kid?
Yeah, I think it's a kid. A kid took over, the muezzin is calling for everybody to pray. Especially in this village in Washington, we're really being welcomed very nicely. They took us on a walk to the very beautiful waterfall. Used to have like a little pool, 35 meter deep, where Abdullah told me he used to dive, do backflips and dive inside, but now after the earthquake, a lot of stones have been moved out, so you cannot swim in it anymore. But it's a really beautiful place. People are super friendly. They invited us for tea again. They made some bread with butter. Really had a great welcome. We see a lot of kids almost having a life. I mean, what you just heard with the muezzin, but like as adults, there are 7, 8 years old girls looking after babies.
Yeah, less than year-old babies.
But yeah, it's been really a lot to how do you say? To take in. Mainly good stuff. I think we're really glad we're making this experience. I don't think it gets more authentic and local than this. It's just, of course, really tiring to also for your mind to be around these people with the language and so on, a lot emotionally also to take in, and it hits you a bit. You're happy that you can do something little, you know, it's very little what we're doing, something very small. You wish you could do even more, but it's nice to see the attitude of these people, that they're really smiling between themselves with us, being friendly, being welcoming us, also as if they were the ones that had more to offer than us. So yeah, I guess we will sleep hopefully well if it's quiet enough, because we're quite tired. And looking forward to what tomorrow will bring.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning. We woke up here.
No, we woke up
on the side of the road. Yeah, we woke up around 4:40. I think the rooster was starting his working day, and yeah, we woke up here on the side of the road. It was a fairly quiet night, apart from the roosters, probably the muezzin, and a few cars going past or leaving very early, I think around 6 or so, 7. Woke up around 8:30, and now we see around 9 we're supposed to meet Abdullah and see what the program of the day is. Allora siamo qua, we're here, close to Abdullah's tent. He's probably preparing some tea for us and something to eat, I fear.
I thought we shouldn't have breakfast.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's a beautiful day here in the mountains.
Pretty cold.
Pretty cold, that's where we slept.
That's the guy that kept us awake in the morning.
That's the guy who kept us awake. Beautiful day, sun is about to come out. Here's the tent. Animals. And there's the kitchen from Abdullah. Desert.
C'est la mosquée.
Allez. Tous ensemble. It's okay. It's been an eventful or full morning, I think, in Wasentut. A lot of tea, tagine offering. Joy got to do some drawing with the kids, which was a nice moment. Still everybody really nice. Was almost sad a bit to leave with all the kids waving. Now we're heading to Taurirt, a bit further north. Still a bit like nervous or unsure what's awaiting us. We're a bit stressed, or a bit. We don't know what we'll find. The guys from Washington are telling us, "Yeah, be careful. It's too many people up there. It's not easy." Blah blah. Maybe we thought it's also a way because maybe they thought they could get a bit more, or get the remaining stuff that was actually intended for Taurirt. So we don't know if it was a bluff or. Really, we have to be careful, but we'll find out soon. We're on our way. It shouldn't be too far. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
So, successful visit to Taurirt. It was a little bit more chaotic this time.
Not as bad as the guys from Wasentut had told us. When you go to such villages, many times you say, do you know Kevin? Do you know? Yeah, I know. And then you realize that they actually don't know the person. So they kind of like trick you sometimes. Or you ask them, is it you, Mohammed? Yeah, it's me. And then it's somebody else. So we were not sure. We didn't have any internet or phone coverage. So we're like, we just had a name, Mohammed, and a phone number. So we asked where Mohammed was. They brought us to this Mohammed. Then we said, okay, but we need to check if it's really Mohammed or not. So the only way we had is like, Mohammed, tell us your phone number. And he told us that he typed in his phone number in my phone, and I was checking what the data she had, and then we said, it matches. That's good, and it's you.
They welcomed us in for some tea. We had a little look at the village, and very similar situation to us, to a lot of people living in tents, still not being able to have proper housing, a lot of ruins and destroyed buildings.
Grateful we could make such experience, but really, really tiring, I think.
Just for your mind.
And you don't understand what's going on around. You try to make yourself understood.
Be understood.
Be understood. Now we try to look for a place maybe that can have some quiet time. eat something that is not bread or tagine or tea with sugar. Really still need to elaborate it all, but great.
With only a couple of days left in Morocco, we decided to head up to the Tizi-Ouzou Pass for the night before driving towards the ferry. We were tired, but full of emotions and great memories.
So a brief recap from the last couple of days in the Atlas Mountains south of Marrakesh. It was a very enriching, full, busy experience, partly overwhelming, a lot of impressions, a lot of people we met, a lot of emotions, feelings that are kind of a bit new to me, I think to us. First of all, what I would like to say, it's important that we know what we did and what we are showing you is just something very, very small. This video is not to show you how cool we are that we went to help people, but just to try and bring you closer to such situations and hopefully maybe inspire people. We're just on our way. We live in our van. We're in Morocco. We passed through and we said, okay, can we do something? Joy had a contact, Jeremy, with his project and foundation. We just took the chance and did something small. And the same way we did it, I think anyone can do it. If you pass by the area because you're curious, because you want to go hike, because whatever, you can just bring a couple of packages of food or clothes or things, and for sure they will be appreciated and needed. There were some ones where it felt like, oh, we're not doing enough, we don't have enough materials, so small. But still, it's something we try to think like it's something they didn't have before and they can use. It was helpful to have main contact, whether it's the head of the village or somebody who's just managing the whole situation. It helped a lot because you cannot just arrive and start distributing stuff. I think it creates more chaos.
It was definitely very eye-opening. We have heard and read and seen the stories of what's happened here last year with the earthquake. Things have settled down a little bit, but it's amazing to see how slowly the help is coming in from the government and to rebuild the houses. So they've kind of got their lives running again in some way, and there's the structures and the tents and the shelters that they've set up. But it's amazing to see, they've lost family and loved ones and mothers or fathers, or sometimes both, and children, and their entire homes have been destroyed, and they're still so welcoming and seem very positive. Even before we had said that we have something for them, they wanted us to come in and drink tea with them and share some time together. So that was quite amazing to see.
What Joy said is really true. You have this kid in Wassentoot that comes and accompanies us through a walk through the town towards the waterfalls, and he's really smiley and kind, and I was impressed by how kind and smiley his eyes were, smiling so much, and I thought this guy is really cool. This kid, 12-year-old kid, really nice. And a couple of minutes later, we learned that he lost both his father and his mother in the earthquake. But also the way they tell the stories, they tell us, he was quick enough to move, his parents were not, and unfortunately that's how it went. But you would never say, if you see him, that he had such a bad event in his life. He would have all the reasons to be mad, but instead he tries to share all the love that he has and that he probably is missing from his parents. I'm happy that we got to experience the real Berber and Moroccan culture that's also on the side, on top of helping them, on top of learning from them. I felt that was the most real experience we've had in Morocco, in 2 months of Morocco. So we hope that inspired you as well. If you have any questions, let us know, get in touch directly, drop a comment, and we hope that the situation keeps improving. I think I would like to thank Jeremy
and Nina,
Kevin as well, and Miriam and Kevin, people who are already involved in this project, who gave us the information, the necessary information and means to go and help them. We would like to thank the people from the villages, because they really made us feel welcome and at home. that's it. Our journey now continues. We'll head back to Europe soon, and let's see where the road takes us next. Thanks for following, and see you soon.
See you next
Ciao.
time.